Hey guys, this is TJ with Texas Digital Gaming. Today I'm taking a look at Terrorarium by Stitch Media. It's a game that has a throwback look of kind of Fraggle Rock characters with the gameplay of Angry Birds. So, in the world of Terrorarium, grandmas not only bake cookies, but they become these plant warlords. Now, in the game, you play as a space granny who has become obsessed with winning the Intergalactic Horticultural Society First Place Blue Ribbon. Yeah, say that 3 times fast. Now by her side is her army of Moogus, an extremely cute but stupid mushroom-headed invasive species that breeds like rabbits. They flock to her like flies to a barbecue, and she has ultimate control over these little creatures, and she can either put them to sleep with a snap of her fingers, or make the Moogu come running right back to her with a whistle. I love the look of this game from the start, but I was a little skeptical about how the gameplay would actually turn out. But with the game ultimately being a puzzle at its roots, it actually works out very well. The goal of each level is for Granny to make her way to this cactus-like creature, break its force field, and obtain him to add him into her science experiments to complete her own little death traps. The game pulls off the puzzle/fighting scenarios pretty darn well, and the progression of the difficulty, in my opinion, was spot on. Starting off, it's very easy, like you would expect, introductory levels that are kind of training you, and then later on in the game, sort of forcing you into frustration to pull your hair out because you keep running out of Moogus before you can get to the end. The farther you get, you'll discover that while Granny has this Terminator-like ability to walk through fire and water unscathed, every other enemy in the universe seems to want to decimate the poor little Moogus. Everyone from exploding pod plants and 2-story tall Venus flytraps to giant ice men that want nothing more than to stomp this little invasive species into the dirt. As much as Granny is willing to send hordes of these little guys to their deaths, she also still has to be mindful, because if their numbers dwindle too low, she may not have enough to break the force field to obtain her prize at the end and have to start all over. Now, one thing she has working for her is the Moogu's remarkable ability to basically necrobreed. That's right, these little guys just run right into the bones of one of their fallen comrades and boom, several more pop out. There are 4 kinds of Moogu, and each have their own special ability that you'll of course have to harness and utilize to actually get through the game. There are thick Moogu, with whom you start off the game, and apparently are made out of some kind of gelatinous titanium because these little guys can crumble walls and bust up force fields. There's spicy Moogu, who just love fire, and anything they touch will either burst into flames or slowly fry away. There's gooey Moogu, who have the ability to either stop an enemy in its tracks or put up kind of like this little barricade to roadblock any type of harm coming to the little brothers in arms. And there's the gassy Moogu. These are the guys I love because while it says that they're kind of hard to control in their profile, they are extremely helpful. They allow you to basically bounce tremendous distances in a single stride. All of them have a great look, and you actually can see the work and imagination that went into every single one of the assets in this game. As the game went on, I did start to wonder what their long game was here though. Now, as a puzzle game, and I'm a person who loves anything that entertains you and acts as a brain teaser, but typically once you're done with the puzzle game, there's not much room for replayability. And that's actually where the other aspect of their game comes into play, the build mode. Now, the build mode not only allows you to create your own gauntlet of death and that you can actually upload and share with others, but you can also play anything that they've uploaded too to test your skill against them. If you're the kind of person who likes to make challenges for other gamers and friends, then this is definitely a part for you, especially if you like building your own world around that kind of stuff. It gives you access to every asset from the game, plus 4 different platforms on which you can build your little labyrinth of destruction. I only encountered one repeating problem every single time I played this game. It had nothing to do with the gameplay itself or the graphics, but every single time I went to actually exit out of the game, it would freeze, become non-responsive, and about 7 or 8 times out of 10, I would actually have to go into the task manager and shut it down manually. I tried reinstalling the game, but I still kept getting this result every single time. I never could correct it. So, stepping back, Stitch Media did some things very right here. They made a crew of cute, memorable characters who are not only functional in the way that they should be in this game, but the current market is actually pretty unique that they're in. The sound and the music, it all feels just right for the scenery. Now, with all that being said, I do think there's a bit of an uphill battle here that the game faces, and that's going to be its growing pains of just being that, a new game. It really is going to rely on people, at least for a while, to make future new levels, keep the gameplay going, and if they can build the gamer base to stay involved and keep those fresh maps coming, then I think it might work out. But as for now, I could only find a dozen or so online, so it still has a long way to go before it can actually reach the sustainability that I think it's actually looking for. Now, I don't think that's unreachable, and we've seen it in the past, but they are going to have to, I think, invest a bit more into building an actual story to get players more invested and involved with the gameplay. As of right now, there is no story, and I think it does actually hurt it a little bit. Making a player care about this little granny and the goal she wants will actually go a long way towards people investing time into trying to forge forward and accomplish the goals. Some basic interactions for Granny might go a long way, such as giving her some just reactions to certain situations, or even a funny sound effect when celebrating, or anger at the disdain of a situation like losing all the Moogu and having to start all over again. Right now, I can't say there's anything that really makes her stand out in the same way as her little miniature counterparts, because a remarkable, rememberable character will go a long way in the game, regardless of the gameplay. They will also need to keep adding some assets here. Keep the gameplay at least a little bit fresh, because this game does have promise, and I actually do like it a lot, and I'd hate to see it go stale or stagnant before it ever reaches its full potential. So with that being said, I would definitely say, pick this game up. I'm glad that I did. I'm glad I gave it a try. I loved the challenges it did, and I felt that it was actually balanced perfectly from start to finish on the gradual progression of the difficulty of the levels coming up. So get online, upload your own, see what other people have to offer, and get it started. Kick it back and forth. If you've tried this game, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me if you created a level, and I'd be happy to try it out. So I can't wait to see where this goes, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on them. But until next time, this is TJ with Texas Digital Gaming. Out.